Today on Why I Kept It, Push Fight. A game of skill and strategy for two players. Yes, I am back with another two-player abstract strategy game, but this one being a little bit different. This isn't a throw-it-in-your-bag game or a big, long board game experience. I'm going to call Push Fight a coffee table game because it looks beautiful. It is, after all, the limited wood edition. And speaking of editions, you would say, PA, what's that? It's Penny Arcade, webcomic, media company. I am affiliated with them. I run tabletop department for PAX East, and I help out with some of their other conventions. So, PA, every now and then tries to publish a game, but I would call it the PA curse. Every time they try to make a Penny Arcade game, it is awful. So they wanted to get it out of their system by picking up Push Fight, which is not made by anyone associated with Penny Arcade. They are putting out Thornwatch RPG board game hybrid later this year or next year, which looks really good. So I guess you want to work that out before you come out with your hopefully big commercial success. Push Fight was being made by Brett Picotte, and this is definitely, I guess, an indie game type story here. Brett was, I guess, manufacturing himself, or he might have had this locally sourced, but it was coming out in very limited quantities from 2008 on. But this game was an office favorite of Penny Arcade. It was written up on their website a bunch of times about how much they loved Push Fight, but it's not a game that, board gamers really knew about. If you go to the BGG threads on it, I mean, it's been out for years, but there's just a little cluster of diehards that love playing Push Fight. Penny Arcade was among that crew. They reached out to Brett and said, hey, how about we license your game, make the big fancy edition, and we'll take it from there. So here it is, it exists. Let me show you the gameplay. You start the game by just taking your pieces and putting them wherever you want on your side of the board. The goal of the game is to push an opponent's piece off the edge of the board. There is a lip here, so you can't go across the side, but you can legally get an opponent's piece off this side, off their side. As long as it hits the table, you win the game. On your turn, you do two things. You take any piece of your choosing, that is your piece, and you can move it all around the board, anywhere you want it to go. As long as you don't have to pick it up to do so, you can slide it through any contiguous path and stop. And then, what you must do is take one of your square pieces and move it into a space containing another figure, an adjacent space. So say the game state was, somewhere around here. I would have to take my square piece and move it here, or I could go here. I could cause a chain reaction, which would set my opponent up for the win. Or I could push sideways here, which would cause everything to cascade down. And then, whichever piece was pushed gets the blocker anchor on top of it, meaning this is now glued to the board until the next player takes their move. So you could just continue moving pieces around, and the square ones are the ones that push, so they would just, keep pushing stuff around like this until you got this crazy game state where all of a sudden someone actually gets pushed off the end of the board. That is how you play Push Fight. So now that you know how to Push Fight, the only thing else worth saying is it's kind of expensive. When we have this out to demo at PAX, people are lined up to try to play Push Fight. Because it's like $60 or so, and there's no way to get free shipping from the Penny Arcade web store. And, for a very short game, you want to try it before you buy it. I guarantee you will be sold, but I would not ask anyone to, go sight unseen on a short abstract that costs that much money. The only other thing I'd say beyond that is the weird box size. I slide it in here. I just rearranged my shelves to fit it better, because it's got the curse of the weird box size. It doesn't fit this way. It's not going to go in. I could do it this way, but then I've got a weird margin there. And it get kind of squished if I put other stuff on top of it. Let's not bother with that. You're going to need to accommodate Push Fight in your shelving plan if you are a hoarder like myself. So that's pretty much all there is to say about it. Really fun game. Super tight little abstract, but different than the rest. Put this one out for display. Alright. Thanks for watching. See you around.